Hey guys, welcome to this Book More Brides live stream masterclass. It is Monday night, February 25th, and it is 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'm so excited that you have decided to join me. And we are going to learn how to book more brides than you've ever wanted, than you ever have, and also what it is to become a in-demand makeup artist. So who's with me here tonight? Put down in the comments below where you're watching from and put in the name of your makeup business. And hopefully I've got two different things going here at the same time. Hopefully I'll be able to respond to some of your questions that are going to come up. So let me just give you a quick overview of what this live stream is going to look like. We're going to be together for 3 days at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. And for those of you that are joining us from the other coast and from wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for being here. If you're watching the replay, thank you also. And put down in the comments below where you're watching from and the name of your makeup business so that we can all kind of get to know each other here. And alrighty, so I've got two different things going on at the same time. I've got my notes so I don't miss anything. And like I said, 3 days we're going to be together, and we're going to talk about booking more brides. So how would it feel to have the freedom and the flexibility to be your own boss and to use your makeup artistry to make other people feel amazing and look beautiful on the special day in their life, on their wedding? And so we're going to talk about, tonight we're going to talk about the three topics that I have for you. Is that we're going to figure out pricing. We're going to find our specialty. We're going to talk about your online portfolio, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or your website. And then we're also going to talk about how important it is to meet people in the bridal industry and how that is going to really boost your business. So we have online marketing and offline marketing, and then pricing and branding yourself. So that's what tonight is going to look like. Tomorrow we'll get into exactly what to say when you get an inquiry, the right thing to say so that you can book that bride right on that first phone call. And then we'll talk about the details of what it looks like to partner with other professionals in the wedding industry. So that's all coming tomorrow, but let's just dive into today. And I want you to take this opportunity to put some questions below as we're going through. I'm going to see if I can't manage both things at the same time. If not, don't worry. I will get to your questions, and so don't worry about that, okay? All right, so thank you so much for joining. Let me just say I am super, super excited that you want to grow your bridal makeup business and be a freelance makeup artist. And the bridal industry is just such an amazing industry to work in when you're in makeup, because it is a $72 billion industry. There are literally 6,200 people getting married every single day. What do they say? How many, where's my thing? 2.3 million couples every day. So that's 6,200 weddings. Oh no, 2.3 million every year get married. So that's 6,200 weddings a day. So is this an industry that you will be in demand? Absolutely. Absolutely. There is someone getting married every single day. Alrighty, around the world. So we just finished with engagement season. Engagement season started in Thanksgiving time, and it went all the way through February 14th, or Valentine's Day. And that is when 40% of all engaged couples get engaged. So that is a really important time, and we're in a good position right now, especially for this type of training, because now we have all these newly engaged people who are they're all looking to for all of their wedding vendors. They're looking for hairstylists. They're looking for their makeup artists. They're looking for photographers and dresses and venues. And So this is the opportunity where they start looking. They're going to start booking their makeup artist. Their weddings are probably going to be in the spring, maybe into the summer and early fall. We're coming on to wedding season as soon as we get past Easter. So this is the perfect time to really hone in on these skills that I'm going to teach you, and that way you'll be able to really make the most of the wedding season. Thanks guys for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. Hearts and thumbs, and I think there's like a wow face, like a woo. I love those. Alrighty, so let's just move along here. So yes, the bridal industry is such a huge industry, and so we want to take advantage of that. And the other thing that I love about the wedding industry is that you're just working on the weekends. You know, there's weddings usually Friday, Saturday, Sunday. A lot of people now are getting married like during the week because it's cheaper too. But even if you just think you're going to work 4 days a month, if you have 4 weddings in a month, you can have a pretty powerful money-making business. And I like to say that I teach people how to make a fortune doing weddings. And so you're probably wondering why I'm doing this. Well, I didn't have anybody to help me when I started out, and nobody told me what to charge, where to find any clients. I had to figure it all out on my own, and within a short period of time, I ended up top of the Google search in my local area for bridal makeup. I had bride inquiries, and every single day I had brides reaching out to me asking me to do their makeup, and then I booked my calendar. I had bookings 24 months in advance for weddings. And so now I want to show you how to do that. I'm all about collaborating and teaching and educating other people. I truly believe that you have your own special gift as a makeup artist, and you are able to work your own business. And if any of the skills and the strategies that I can share with you are going to help to build up your business, then that'll just be the best thing. All right. So you need to be here for this live stream if you are already a working bridal makeup artist, but you're just struggling to like fill that calendar full. Or if you're working as say you have a day job and you're working just weddings here and there, this is still perfect for you, because I actually can show you what I did to work to build up my calendar in advance so that I was able to quit my job and then work in my business full time. So I did have my own makeup studio. I had that for about 5 years, and prior to that, I was the business manager and an artist at MAC Cosmetics. So I got a lot of experience doing makeup on a lot of different faces. I did get my license at a local Cosmo school, and I even went back to the school after I graduated, and I was one of the educators teaching makeup and certifying for bridal makeup. So hopefully what I have to share with you in the next 3 days is going to be very valuable, and I'm so excited that you're here. Alrighty, so now let's start to dive into some of the strategy and some of the content that I have for you. So we need to figure out what your pricing is. This is the best place to start, because you can't really start putting yourself out there, telling people you're doing bridal makeup, excuse me, and you don't really have a set fee, because before you know it, once people know that you're a bridal makeup artist, you're going to have people asking you, and how much are you cost, what do you cost and all that. So I want you to be prepared already, knowing we're going to set your fee. So we're going to determine what your fees are, and then we're going to set them. And the best way to do that, and I'm going to give you some homework to have ready for tomorrow, and that is, I want you to go online and do a search for makeup artists that are bridal makeup artists that are in your local area. I want you to look for at least 5. Okay, 3 is okay, but 5 would be perfect. 5 different bridal makeup artists that are in your local area, and see what they're charging. Now you might have a hard time finding prices because there's a debate between whether you should post prices or not, and we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But we want to look and see what kind of prices we're seeing for makeup artists that are in our local area. So get about 5 different ones. Now you want to look exactly what kind of services they're offering as well. So say you do airbrush makeup, so compare that to another artist that's doing airbrush. And then also, how long have you been doing makeup? And compare yourself to someone who's been doing it pretty much the same amount of time as you. There's going to be some out there that have been doing bridal makeup for years and years and years, and they have specialties. And so this is what you're working towards. So if you're just starting out, we're just going to be looking for someone who has similar experience as you, and this is how you're going to get your price. We're going to take like the average of all of these 5 people that you are going to do a Google search on. And so like I said, if you're just starting out, I don't want you to get in that thought where you're going to be just charging way too much, because then the first time you go to do weddings, or even when you're doing weddings, you just don't feel right about it because you feel like maybe your price is too high, and then you're very sensitive to any criticism that you're going to receive, and that can just really hurt your business. It'll hurt your own self-confidence, and I don't want to see that happen. So we want to come up with a price that you feel you're comfortable with right now. And I can bet you that probably what you're charging now, especially if you're just first starting out, you probably don't charge enough. And here is where I want to tell you, kind of based on where you're living, there is like a national average, but I don't want to see you charging less than $50 for a makeup application. All right, if you go to your local Mac store and you get your makeup done there, you're going to pay $50. You're going to get products, but you're going to go there knowing that you're spending $50. But what you're offering is a service that you are going to the location, and you are bringing your materials, your kit, your chair. You're giving them a great experience and a great service. And so $50 at a very, very minimum is what I want to see you charge. Anything lower than that, we would have to talk about it. I have some clients that I've worked with in the past, some makeup artists that live in real rural areas, and people are getting married all the time, and they're just very low key. They're not really all about having that luxury service, because that's what we're doing, is we're offering a luxury service when we're doing bridal makeup. They don't need bridal makeup, but they want bridal makeup. So that's a good starting point, $50. Please don't be any less than that. And if you're struggling with that, reach out to me. I'm willing to talk you through that. But I'm going to bet that you're going to see prices more around $100 for a bride, again on the very low end, and $75 for bridesmaids, mothers of brides, things like that. All right. I do have the forms. The Bridal Boss forms, they're a printable that I have offered for you. You can get that at nancyjoseph.com, or you may have already got your forms through Instagram, or maybe one of the Facebook posts that I had, where I have all of the forms that you need in your bridal makeup business, and that includes a price sheet, it includes a booking sheet, a face chart, and a contract, and it's all non-branded so that you can just use it in your business immediately. So we're going to want to fill out the page that has the prices, just for your own knowledge, for your own sake. I'm not saying fill out the price and then we're going to go post it somewhere. I'm saying, like, you just need to figure out exactly what you're going to charge for a bride, what you're going to charge for the bridesmaids, and so on and so forth. Now, you may want to add more for like lashes or something like that. I'm going to recommend that whatever price you give, you include lashes, and don't make it an option where they would just do extra. Just say, this is the price. This includes lashes. If they don't want it, that's fine. You're not going to take anything off. So here's the thing with pricing. Let me just check here and see if anybody has any questions about that. Alrighty. Sorry, I got off my, let me see if I can get in here. I'm just so happy to do this with you guys. This is so exciting for me. Okay. Alrighty. So setting your prices. So this is what is so important, and I don't want you to discount yourself, okay? So there's no discounting allowed, even if you're just starting out. And here's why I don't want you to discount. I don't want you to discount because then you're going to get clients that are just going to be nightmare clients. They're going to come into it just thinking that you're cheap. They're going to be very critical. It's just going to make for, you're going to be on that, you're going to be considered a cheap artist, and it's really hard to get out of that if people are going to think of you that way. So what I would rather see you do is add value. So say, for example, you have a set price, you're charging full price, and you want to, somebody says, well, is that the best you can do? You can say, yes, this is my price, but I will do, I'll double stack the lashes. Hey, Beatrice. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. And so you can stack the lashes. Maybe they'll want two sets of lashes. Or you can say, what I used to do is I would do the mother of the bride complimentary. So don't discount and take away, dollars. Instead, add some value. Alrighty, so here we are at full price, and then you're also going to run into like doing makeup for friends and family, which I want you to do that. But here's the thing. I don't want you to do it for free. I don't want you to consider yourself an aspiring makeup artist. You are already a makeup artist, and so people will pay you for your makeup artistry. You can have a special rate for them that's way like less than your regular full rate, but don't do it for free, okay? And it at the very least, okay. So say you just can't resist and you're gonna do it for free. At least tell them that it has a value. Say, yes, I'm going to do this for, I'm not going to charge you, but this is a $75 value. I did a lot of free makeup over the years. I've done fashion shows. One time I did all of the Golden Apple, the teacher winners. So I did a complimentary makeover on the night that they were receiving their awards. And I didn't say it was free. I said, it's complimentary. It has a $150 value. And that way it doesn't cheapen you. And because, well, like I said, once you're known as a cheap makeup artist, it's really hard to get out of that. So, so as far as pricing, let's just wrap that up to say, I want you to look at other local makeup artists that are doing bridal makeup, ones that are doing similar to what you're doing. If you're doing airbrush or traditional or whatever, make sure that they're comparable to you as far as their experience and that sort of thing. And you're going to find the best price that way, starting out. And let me see, also, you can just figure out ahead of time, like this is what I do when I work with my one-on-one clients, is the first thing I'll ask them is like, how much money do you want to make in a month? So now once we've already established our prices, so say an average wedding is going to be, we have a bride and we have 4 bridesmaids. So on the very, very low end, a bride is $100 and then the bridesmaids are $50. Okay, so this is $500 wedding. This is on the lowest end, you guys. Like if you have done more than 2 or 3 weddings, you should not be that cheap. So there's $500 for a bride and 4 bridesmaids, which by the way is like the average of a wedding is 4 bridesmaids and a bride. So there's $500. So it's a Saturday, you're going to do $500. You have 4 weddings in the month and you're in the 2K club, what we call the 2K club. You have $2,000. This is an extra $2,000, maybe because you're working a day job, but still, it's $2,000. Or maybe you're a stay-at-home mom, and this is perfect. All week you're home with your little, and then on the weekend you're doing your thing. And now this can multiply. You're not stuck at 2,000. I can show you how to go all the way to 10,000 and more. There's no top for this, because you can start to do 2 weddings in one day with help. You can get a assistant and do that. And also you can start doing weddings on Sundays, because people are doing that. It's cheaper. The venues are cheaper. Or doing a wedding on a Friday. Same thing. And then even past that is you can have your own team, and you have other people doing weddings that you've booked, and then you're receiving a percentage. Now that sounds pretty good. Wouldn't you agree? Woo! Any thumbs up or wow faces for that one? All right, guys. Okay, so that is how you discover what your prices are. Now we've set your prices. Let me see if there was anything else. Did anybody have any questions about setting prices before I move on to the next topic? Let's see here. Alrighty. All right. So I'm going to move on to the next thing, and that is you're going to start to brand yourself, and you're going to put your stuff online. All right. So you're either going to go to Instagram, and this is like a mini website actually. So and this is pretty much where your brides are hanging out. So let's just start with Instagram. We'll talk a little bit about online branding and marketing, and then we'll talk about offline. So now we've already set our prices, and I wanted you to pick a specialty as well, like something that you really specialize in. Do you specialize in airbrush? Do you specialize in brows? Do you specialize in, maybe you specialize in lashes? Like I said, you do the double stack, and you just really make these amazing, captivating eyes. Whatever your specialty is, we need to be able to make sure that people recognize that you have that specialty, because they'll pay more for a specialist, and they appreciate that more. So we're going to start marketing yourself on Instagram, and the way you're going to do that is there's a couple things that I want you to look at right now. I want you to take a look at your portfolio or your bio, and I want to make sure that you have the name of your makeup business. If you have your name, that's even good too, because we want to get as personal as we can with our brides. So look at your portfolio, your bio, and see if you have your name of your business, and then I want you to have an I help statement, something along those lines, something that says I help women feel beautiful on their special day. I help something that gives them a reason to want to follow you. If you're just giving your name, where you're from, it's like we want to use those feel words, those feels, like they'll see this and they'll be like, oh, she's going to help me feel confident and look flawless on my wedding day. I need to follow this person. And so make sure that your bio has a I help statement, or explains what you do and what your specialty is. Then take a look at your feed. And I want your feed to there's a couple pictures that I really want to see on your feed, and so do the brides to be. And that is before and after pictures. Those are so, so important. Those actually are proven to stop people as they're scrolling through the gram, and they'll stop when they see a before and after picture. So have really good quality before and after pictures on your feed. Also have pictures of you in action doing makeup. Have some silly pictures, something that's just going to grab their attention, something of you, because they're not going to be hiring, they're hiring a person. And so they want to know you, and they want to see who you are, because you're going to be there on that special day, that they're, that this is the day that they're photographed more than any other day in their life. And and you're going to be spending this time with them and their entire bridal party in this intimate situation. So they're going to want to know a little bit about you. So show your personality in your feed. Okay, I do have a question from Beatrice. Hey, Beatrice. Okay, so she says, how would you suggest that we ask to take photos. Okay, perfect. So your before and after photo is mostly going to start with your trial, when you're trialing the bride. And it would be best if you are trialing the bride with your hairstylist or with, you know, your beauty boss partner is what I call them. And so you're trialing together so that you're going to do the makeup. She's going to have her hair done. She's going to look amazing. You're going to do the before and the after, okay, at the trial, which is fine. But it's sometimes it's a little bit hard to get it when you're actually in action on the wedding day. I would just take it right there from your chair. You know, you have your guest that sits down in the chair. If she's the bridesmaid, just say, I'm just going to take a quick before picture and then take a quick after picture. So those pictures that are before and after are your pictures. Those aren't going to come from the hired photographer. So those pictures can come later because they will take some beautiful pictures that you're going to want to be able to also include in your portfolio and in your feed. And that comes later. And there has to be a conversation with the photographer. And on the booking sheet, there is a place I allow for you to ask the bride, like, who is her wedding planner and who is her photographer. This way you can reach out to the photographer and they will send you some of their pictures afterwards so that you can refer each other back and forth and you can use their professional photos. So, or you can do a branding. This is something that I just did several weeks ago, and I had like a branding photo shoot where I actually did some makeovers, and then I did it was like a personal branding lifestyle photo shoot, and it was a photographer who was about an hour and a half and just took several pictures of me in action, just me having some fun out and about, you know, in the town. And those are the kind of photos that I use in my marketing. So I hope that answered your question. Yes. Thank you so much, Beatrice. Alrighty. So anyways, with the Instagram, like I said, those are the kind of photos that I would love to see on your feed. And these are the ones that are just going to stop people from scrolling and recognize and see you. Alrighty. So also your website. Let's talk a little bit about your website. If you don't have to invest in this crazy expensive website. I know that there's free, like Wix is something that's available. And your website is to showcase your work. So we have to make sure that your photos are really good quality. And I want you to make sure that you don't have any words misspelled, because you need to come across as a professional makeup artist. And this is so common. So just have somebody look through it after you do it, because we don't tend to see our own mistakes, our own, while we're, you know, writing and typing or whatever. We can't see our own errors in our vocabulary and spelling and stuff like that. So have somebody look it over before you let it go live, and make sure that the text and the fonts, like you're only maybe using 2 fonts, nothing too crazy, and make sure that on your website, like the links are all like working, like something is actually linking to something so that people can get a hold of you. So that's just, this is where people are going to see your work, and so it's really important. Thanks for the hearts, guys. It's really important that you have that your website is looking good and your photos are good. And so you've got your website, you have Facebook, you can put your stuff on Facebook, and you can also do Instagram. So those are some good places to, thanks for the thumbs up, girl. Alrighty, so let's talk about, all right, any questions about marketing or anything on Instagram and websites? I want to touch just really a little bit on taking advantage of right now all these newly engaged people, and a really good marketing strategy that you can do, and that is to do a search on Instagram for popular hashtags for newly engaged, and that's something like hashtag she said yes or hashtag I said yes, and And you go to those popular hashtags, and then you find them, and then you go look at the photos that these newly engaged people are posting, and you're going to leave a comment on their photo, like from your business account. You can say something like, oh, congratulations, or even if you just leave one word like gorgeous, you know, chances are that's going to spark some curiosity, and she's going to go over to your Instagram page. And that's why I want your profile and your bio to be like on point. She gets over there, she sees, oh my gosh, she does amazing work, and you know, I need to start to follow her. And so that's how you're gonna like bring people over to your page very easy. All right, so Beatrice, I have an online portfolio. Can that count as a website? Absolutely. Anywhere where someone can see your work. They can see it, like I said, on Facebook or Instagram. A portfolio is awesome. And just make sure that it's nice, crisp, clean pictures. And yeah, and here's a little tip. And this is important. It's all about the feels. I said this earlier. It's all about making how somebody feels. That's why they hire us, because we're going to make them feel a certain way. So when you're posting and on your online portfolio, instead of just saying things like, yes, this is the pretty bride that I did Saturday, I would put something like, she told me she never felt so beautiful, you know, or something like that in quotes. Or she said she was more confident than she had ever been. And you know, her makeup lasted from the first look till the last dance. You know, things like that, because when a bride is going online to Wedding Wire or going and looking for looking at your stuff and looking for testimonials, they're looking for words like that. They're not just looking for, oh yeah, she used, you know, the MAC Pro Longwear, and she used this foundation and blah blah blah. No, like they want to see a beautiful picture, and then they want to feel good about it. So think about that when you're writing your captions for your brides. I know that's kind of a trick. I'm going to add that to the homework for tomorrow. If you can come up with just one good caption that says it has some feeling in it. So it's not just, oh, here's the bride, isn't she beautiful? Or here's the bridesmaid. You know, something that has some feeling into it. It's really going to make a huge difference when the brides are looking at your stuff. Alrighty, so now we're going to talk a little bit about offline marketing. All right, let me look at my time here, make sure we're good. I figured we would go about till 9:45, and then I can answer some more questions. I don't want to keep you too long. And you all know that even my YouTube trainings are 2 minutes long. So for me to do something that's long like this, maybe I'll tend to repeat myself, and I don't want to do that. And I just want you guys to get as much information as you can and run with it. So I'm going to move on to doing some offline marketing and what that looks like. All right, guys. So I want you to meet wedding professionals. This is what's so important. This is offline. This is you out and about in life. I want you to meet other wedding professionals. So when someone gets engaged and they're thinking of, you know, they're starting to plan their wedding, the first person or the first thing they do is they're going to go and get their venue. Like they have to reserve that like a year in advance. And the second thing is usually their dress, and then maybe a photographer. And then there's this whole list, you know, the cake and the flowers and the whatever. And the makeup artist is usually like all the way on the bottom. She's even below the hairstylist. So it is so important for you to meet these wedding professionals and collaborate with them, because if you meet a photographer, you know, they're going to be able to say, as soon as they book the bride, they're going to say, you know, do you need a makeup artist? And they're going to be like, yeah, because makeup artists, you know, they make you look beautiful in pictures and in person. You know, there's a little line too, a little caption you can use for your photos. You know, I'm making you look beautiful in person and in pictures. So, you know, meeting a photographer, letting them know that you do bridal makeup, so important. Caterers, wedding planners. Just meeting these people, letting them know that you do makeup, and being willing to work back and forth. So it works both ways. So when I get a referral and I have a new bride, I'll ask her, do you have all your vendors? You know, do you already have your flowers? Because I partner with, or I have a friend who has a flower shop. So I want to be able to give her referrals. So it all works together. So one place that you can meet all of these wedding professionals is, depending on where you live, but there is such a thing called as the National Association of Wedding Professionals, NAWP.com. And they have meetings all over the country, and they meet maybe a couple times a month, and they just all come together and you talk about your business. So you have to have a good elevator pitch, tell everybody what you do, how you help them, and then they all work together. So, and then what they usually do is you can usually visit about 2 times to the meeting for free. After that, you may need to join. There's a membership fee, but they're the ones that have Bridal Expos. And so once you start going to expos, well, then your business is just going to explode. I'm going to talk to you about that tomorrow in tomorrow's live stream. And that is how to market yourself at wedding shows and expos and that type of thing. And I'm going to show you exactly what I did and what I do to get just a constant flow of new brides, and how to book your calendar solid. I booked my calendar solid for 24 months shortly after my very first wedding expo. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. But the beauty professionals are the ones that they're in the same profession as you. So these are the people you need to hang out with. And here's something fun that you can do with them. Even if you're just starting out, you can offer to do you can stage a wedding. You can do a style shoot. So the wedding industry kind of named it a styled shoot. It's kind of their little thing. And what it is you make like a mock wedding. So you go to a venue, the florist brings some flowers, there's a dress, you have a model, you've got the hair, you've got the makeup, there's the photographer. And we're just doing this for free, but it's a styled shoot. So everybody comes away with pictures, unbelievable pictures of just the entire event. Doing a couple of those a year is awesome. Now, down the road, you can actually be known or advertise yourself as someone who does styled shoots, and you can get paid for it later on down the road. That's another stream of income for a bridal makeup artist. So, and I can give you more information about that if you're interested in that too. Alrighty, so now I want to talk specifically about the Beauty Boss Partnership. And this is where you as a makeup artist are going to partner with a hairstylist, because hair and makeup go together, and 70% of all brides will get their hair done, but only 40 think about getting makeup. So we need to have a BFF. Our BFF has to be the hairstylist, because she's going to get the call most of the time, and then she's going to refer you. All right. So, and it works the other way around too. When I get the call and I make the first contact with my bride, I tell her all about my services. I get her booked, and then I say, "Do you need a referral for hair?" And then she'll be like, "Oh yeah, okay." So now I have a Beauty Boss partner, and this is someone who is amazing at doing hair. She has to love to do updos. It can't just be whoever, Sally that cuts hair down at the Sam's Cuts or whatever it's called. Like, it has to be someone who understands bridal hair and can do amazing magic with updos and bridal hair. And she needs to be quick, because here's the thing. You're quick. When we're doing weddings, you need to be 30 minutes at the most to do a makeup. And then she's 30 minutes. So each person is an hour. Otherwise, this is not very cost effective for you to be so, "Hey, Leah, thanks for joining, sugar." And so if you don't have a Beauty Boss partner, Leah, you can attest to this. You need a Beauty Boss partner. She's a makeup artist, just did a wedding, had a Beauty Boss partner who's a hairstylist. And working together, it just makes, it's just such a nice package to be able to offer to your brides. But this is how it works. You are independent. You are your own boss. You have your own fee. You have your own contract. You have you're dealing with the bride yourself about her makeup, and then you talk to her about, you know, referring a hairstylist. So I actually worked with two of them for a long time, the same two, and so I could kind of tell when I was talking to the bride, like which one of my beauty bosses would be a better fit. So then I would give them the phone number or whatever, the contact information. They could contact them, let them know that they wanted to partner, you know, they wanted their hair done. So then this is how this is what it looks like when you partner. You're going to do the trial together. So maybe the hairstylist is working out of a salon. Thanks for all the hearts, sugar. Maybe the hairstylist is working out of a salon, so you can go there and you can do the trial. But you're going to want to do the trial at the same time, because then she can walk away with like the full look. And that's so important, you know, because she's going to come to you. She's going to be in her street clothes. You're going to do her makeup. She's not going to feel that great. I mean, it's fine, but then she's got her hair done and she's going to look amazing. So one of the tips that I give to my mentees is that they should book the trials. They should tell the bride to be that a good time to book a trial would either be if they were going to go be having some engagement pictures, maybe they're having their bridal shower, or maybe they're going out to a fancy dinner. Like, pick a special occasion that's coming up where they need to look beautiful, and that is a great day for them to have their trial done. And of course, when you do the trial, you know that, you know, it's not the full beat that day. It's, you know, you don't want them walking out of there thinking, oh my gosh, this is so much, this is so crazy, but because they don't have their wedding dress on, they don't have the veil on. So you have to kind of keep it at a level where you know that you can just bump it up on the day of the wedding. That's a little tip, and that was one that I learned the hard way, because when I first started doing trials, I would just give them the full beat, and it scared them. It scared a couple of my girls, and I just had to reassure them, you know, that the day of it's going to look beautiful, because, you know, they've got the clothes and everything that is at the same level as their makeup. All right, so that's how the beauty. Anybody have any questions about how the beauty boss partnership works? Like I said, it's just you stay independent. You charge what you charge. You collect your own money. You can have your own contract, and then they do the same thing. You can do the trial together. You can travel. You can meet each other at the wedding. Let me see what else. You can do bridal shows with them and expos, which is awesome. We'll talk about that tomorrow. What that looks like, because there you have the services there, the hair and the makeup, and it's a pretty good setup to be able to share that with someone, to share the expenses, and then you know, get your services out there. So that is the wedding professionals, the beauty boss partners. That was the third thing that I wanted to talk to you about tonight. So what we covered, let me just recap really quick, is we talked about prices and how to set your prices. I gave you some homework, told you to look at 3 to 5 different makeup artists that are in your local area, see what they charge, see what their specialties are, see what level they're at, how long they've been doing it, and find a price for yourself, and go ahead and fill that out, how much you want to charge the bride, the bridesmaids. You also have to remember you have to charge for a trial. Don't ever do trials for free. You should never do anything for free. A trial is going to take, what, 30 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe more. So you need to charge for your trials. So we talked about pricing, and do that. Come tomorrow to the class with your prices, and we can talk about that if you have any struggles. We also talked about your online portfolios with your website and your Instagram. Make sure that your pictures, your before and after, are just beautiful and crisp. And you can either have those real-time pictures from your models, your brides and your trials, or you can do it from a styled shoot where you just have someone that's a model and you're just taking before and after pictures. And then also we talked about meeting professionals in the wedding industry, such as photographers and wedding planners and hairstylists, and then also to create a Beauty Boss partnership. So those were the three main things that we talked about tonight. And tomorrow I want to talk to you about what exactly to say when you start getting all these inquiries, because believe it or not, it happens before you realize it. And Leah can be a testament to that. 5 minutes after she's done with a styled shoot. Here, I'm going to give you a little example. We had a VIP day yesterday. It was a half-day VIP training day I did with Leah. She's someone that's working, coaching with me one-on-one. And we did some training, and then we did a style shoot, and she did some makeup on someone. And then just a few minutes later, a woman approached her and said, like, oh, do you do bridal makeup? I would love for you to do my wedding. And there she was, like, yeah. So you just never know. You have to be ready. You have to have your prices ready. You have to be ready for when people are going to start asking you. And it just happens, like, and then once you get one, it's easy. You get one, you can get 100. That's how it works. So, all right. So tomorrow we're going to talk about exactly what to say, because there's the wrong thing to say, because you're going to get those brides who are just price shopping. They're just looking for prices, and they're going to say, how much do you charge? And then you're going to tell them, and they'll go, okay, I'll let you know. And then you never hear from them again. So it would be much better if you were to get an instant message or a text that says, oh, I see your work. It's amazing. Or I heard you were a great makeup artist. I'm getting married. I would love for you to do my makeup. Please let me know if you're available on such and such a date. And they don't even ask you about price. That's where I want you to be. That is real life. That is the way a true working makeup artist, bridal makeup artist who is just killing it out there, that's how they do business. They don't price, they don't, haggle with price, they don't discount. They work with the perfect brides and who are willing to pay for their special service that they offer. Because brides, they're like a different species. They're not like your average clients. So there's a special way that we need to talk to them. It's all about feelings. And so don't get caught in that whole price game. Alrighty, so we're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you exactly what a trial looks like. I have a script for you tomorrow. That is the exact script that I use when I have the first phone call with the bride. And it will guarantee you that you will book the trial from that call. It is a script. It's very easy to follow, and you can make it your own. Put your own personality in there, and then that way you're going to be able to seal the deal. So tomorrow we're going to go really in depth about how to handle the clients. All right, Beatrice has another question. She goes, products are pricey for high end. I'm still building my kit, and a majority of my stuff is drugstore. Am I overcharging if I'm charging a bride $100? Absolutely not. Okay, that is an excellent point. All right, so here's the thing. They're paying for the service. They're paying for you, coming to them and giving them an experience. Their day is stress-free. They don't have to worry about people in their bridal party off at the salon somewhere getting their hair and their makeup done somewhere else, and then they're going to be late. It's all of these girls coming together in the resort, in the hotel room, or in the private home, and they're getting ready, and this is like a memory and a celebration. And so to charge $100, like, that's where I want you to be. And even if your products are drugstore products, the main thing is, I have a list, and I'm gonna send that to you, Beatrice. I have a list of the 13 must-haves for your kit, and it's really just, like every product that you need, and it doesn't have to be like the high end. This is what I would do. I want it to appear, though, that you have like high-end stuff, and I teach a lot about how your products, like, you want the person to feel like they feel luxurious, because if you went to a spa and you got a facial, are they going to be using products from the drugstore? Probably not. So I want, even if you're using, this is what I did just to give the illusion, or to give them, and I still do this, For example, the lashes. I'll go over to Walgreens or CVS and I'll buy the false strip lashes for $1.99, $2.99, whatever. And you know how they come in the little plastic holder, and then there's the paper cardboard piece that's kind of like how it hangs on the hook in the store. I take that off. So all you see is just the lashes sitting pretty on this little white plastic, holder, this container. Like, they don't know that it's the $1.99 budget lashes, but I'm giving them the impression or the illusion that, this is very nice. So with some of your products, I would say invest in the ones that I would make sure that, like, your foundations, I would try to get those either department store, or I have some suggestions for some other, like, products that is not accessible to everybody. Those are usually more desirable when you're doing someone's makeup. So as far as being on the high end, those are the things I would invest in, would be the foundation more than anything, because the blush, the mascara, the lips, that all can be, that's fine. You get that from the drugstore. But my main concern would be like the moisturizer, the primer, and the foundation. Because, being a bridal makeup artist, we have the responsibility of making sure that this makeup is done. It's so complex. It needs to last all day. So if you can find a good foundation that lasts all day, then, that's where you want to go, because this is what you want to do for them. You want to have them looking flawless from the first look until the last dance. That's the main thing. They're not going to really remember that, they're going to look over at your kit and see that it was something from, that they recognize from being from, a cheap brand. Anyways, I hope that answered your question. Alrighty. Oh, thanks, Leah. You're so sweet. Oh, what a sweetie. Alrighty. So I think that's going to wrap everything up. Any last questions? Please let me know what you guys have. Any questions? Oh my gosh. Hey, Michelle. Michelle's just jumping on. She is one of my beauty boss partners. She does amazing hair. Oh, wow, Michelle. It's so good to see you. We have some weddings coming up together. Quite a few, actually. So thank you so much for that. It's, like I said, it's so important to have that beauty boss partner, someone who has, everybody's looking to get their hair done for their wedding, and then luckily you have a beauty boss partner that says, hey, do you need a makeup artist? I know somebody that would be happy to do your makeup. So that's just proof that beauty boss partnership works. Yes, yes, yes. Alrighty, so let me see, what other homework did I say? Okay, so tomorrow come to the call with your price sheet, have your prices kind of sketched out, and also at least one caption that talks about feelings. Like if you're showing a picture of her, like I'm going to use Michelle as an example too. Like when she takes her before and after pictures of hair, like she can post them, and then it'll say, oh yeah, her hair, it lasted through the windstorm on the beach, things like that. This is what brides are concerned about in Southwest Florida. They're like, oh my gosh, my face is gonna melt off on the beach, or my hair is just gonna flop. So so you need to make sure that you're telling them in the caption, like how working with you is gonna make them feel, what's the result of them working with you. Alrighty, so for those of you that joined in kind of later, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that all of you are here. I hope that this was helpful. This is going to be on the Facebook fan page for, I think I'm going to just keep it there so you can go back and look at it. And then I will see you guys tomorrow night and then Wednesday night as well. I would appreciate if you just don't hesitate to just send me some questions so I can have some things ready for you. And I want to make sure that we cover everything, because it's my goal that this year you would book more brides than ever before, and that you would make a fortune doing weddings. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Love you guys. Thanks, Beatrice. Woo, woo, woo. Thanks, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night. Bye-bye.